To our June meeting for the Mahopac Board of Education. Can I get a motion to open the meeting, please?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As you can gather by the crowd, we have a very packed agenda tonight, and it is an awesome night here in Mahopac. So we're going to jump right into it and start with some recognition for our retirees and tenure candidates.
Good evening, everyone. Not good. Welcome to our board meeting and our recognition this evening. It's so wonderful to see so many of you here this evening. So we'll jump right into it. So tonight, we're honoring 27 individuals who have served as dedicated employees of the Mahopac Central School District and are retiring at the end of this school year or have retired earlier this school year. Not only have these individuals made a positive impact on the lives of many students throughout their years in Mahopac, they have created wonderful relationships with families and community members. These individuals have also built amazing friendships with colleagues in their buildings, in their departments, and throughout the district. I would also like to mention that there is a 28th individual being recognized this evening. Teresa Cedrin was the school nurse at Austin Road. Teresa passed in January, and how we wish we were here to celebrate her retirement this evening. But we are here and can recognize her for her years of service to our district and to the community. On behalf of the entire district, thank you to all of our retirees for your dedication to your students, your colleagues, and the entire Mahopac community. Congratulations on your retirement, and I wish you all many years of health and happiness. At this time, I'd like to invite our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Jennifer Pontillo, to the podium, and she will recognize our retirees by name. As your name is called, please join me and the Board of Education, so I'm inviting the board to come up to the stage now. Come up on the stage, retirees, and receive a token of appreciation for your years of service here at Mahopac Central School District.
Good evening, everyone. This has always been my favorite Board of Ed meeting of the year. It is a night that acknowledges and celebrates both ends of a career spectrum, our retirees and our tenure candidates. I had the pleasure of attending the MTA retirement dinner last Friday night. The retirees made heartfelt speeches as they reflected on their extraordinary careers that spanned decades. Although their stories were different, they shared common themes. Unanimously, they described their careers as rewarding and fulfilling. Letters and stories from former students were shared, illustrating the differences they've made in the lives of countless students. Highlighted also was how special Mahopac is and how fortunate they are to have worked in such a wonderful place. Colleagues were likened to family, being there through good times and bad, everyone admitting that their work families helped them through many of life's challenges. Although excited for their next chapter, it was clear that Mahopac holds a special place in all their hearts. I hope you know as well that feeling is mutual. When you leave, you will take a piece of Mahopac with you. You leave behind a legacy that will always be held in the highest regard. Thank you for the difference you've made and the impact you've had on our district. We are better because of you. On behalf of the Mahopac Central School District, I wish you much congratulations on your retirement. You are all wished fun-filled days, traveling during off-peak times, the feeling that every day is Saturday, and most importantly, that retirement glow. Congratulations. Although not all retirees could be with us this evening, we will be calling everyone's name so that they can be honored. When you hear your name, please come up to the stage. Lisa Barletta, Beth McKeon, Mary Moriarty, Brian Leibowitz, Lisa Etlinger, Don Marco, David Silverman, Janet Morrissey, Rob Laprinzo, Carol Palomino, Peggy Vernon, Alice Favali, Deb Tully, Maria Langen, Laura Irwin, Diane Marzotto, Peggy Giacopazzi, Alice Carbone, Dolores Lucia, Robin Faulkner, Christine Spinoza, Sherry Miniotis, Joanne Arcieri, Andrea Hughes, Mary McCaffrey, Michael Trishelli, and Mary Ann Ferraro. Congratulations to all our retirees.
So tonight, we're recognizing some other individuals as well. We're recognizing our candidates for tenure. These individuals have served our district in a probationary capacity for the past several years, and they have proven to be outstanding educators who are dedicated to our students and to our district. So I'm so very, very proud this evening to recognize our tenure candidates. And at this point in time, we're going to invite each of our building principals to come up and say a few words about each. Before I get to that, last month we also recognized our elementary principal at Austin Road, Brian Gilligan, and our assistant principal at Austin Road, Dr. Michelle Tween, because they're earning tenure as well. And we have a little gift for you, so when you come up first. Just a little something. And I'm telling Brian Gilligan he can stay right here because he's our first principal to talk about his tenure candidate.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Tona, Board. Thank you for this honor tonight to be able to speak on behalf of Daniela Morgante, one of our kindergarten teachers at Austin Road. Daniela joined our school community after working at PS 37 in the Bronx for 5.5 years. Daniela's first year at Austin Road was in the midst of the district coming back from the COVID-19 pandemic, certainly a time of uncertainty and adjustment for everyone, but she was able to hit it head on. Her steadfast commitment and unwavering self-confidence showed brightly during that time. Each year, one of Daniela's most remarkable achievements is the level of independence she instills in her 5-year-old students by late October and early November. This accomplishment not only reflects her skillful instructional approach, but also allows her invaluable opportunities to be able to have small group conferences with each of her students. These conferences ensure that every child receives personalized support tailored to their needs. Daniela came to us with extensive training in the Readers and Writers Workshop, and that knowledge has transformed her classroom into a dynamic learning space. During visits to her room, one cannot help but be captivated by the engagement of her students who are eagerly participating in discussions during mini lessons and looking forward to practicing the skills and strategies they just learned. Next year, Daniela will take this extensive knowledge within the Readers and Writers Workshop and continue her educational journey as our new K-3 literacy coach in Mahopac. We wish her nothing but the best in her new role, but we'll miss seeing her every day at Austin Road. Tonight she is joined by Joe, her husband, Joey, her son, Sophie, I'm glad to see you're still there, and her parents. It is my honor tonight to recommend Daniela Morgante for tenure. At this time, I'd like to invite Gary Chavik, Principal of Fulmer Road, to the podium.
Good evening and congratulations to all of our retirees and tenure recipients tonight. It's my honor to say a few words about Michelle Iannone. Michelle is a fixture in the Fulmer Road lobby every morning to greet all of the students as they arrive. She always has a smile on her face and is always willing to help a student in need or a simple good morning. While she's a speech language pathologist and works with a small percentage of our population, she is a well-known staff member that builds meaningful relationships with all students. The parents of her students have a great deal of faith in all that she does, and students always seem engaged and happy when I visit her classroom. In addition, she's also a member of our emergency response team, instructional support team. She is a member of our PTO, also SEPTO. She's a member of our site-based committee, and also on our district special education committee. It's my honor and privilege to recommend her for tenure this evening without reservation. Michelle Iannone. this time I'd like to invite up Elizabeth Blessing, Principal, Lakeview Elementary.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations. It is with great enthusiasm that I recommend Jeannie Russo for tenure as a special education teacher. Throughout my time knowing Ms. Russo, she has consistently been a voice of reason, compassion, and positivity. She is a true advocate for her students, building relationships that extend far beyond the classroom. Jeannie meets students where they are, developing lessons tailored to their individual needs. One of the most remarkable aspects of Jeannie's teaching is her ability to instill a love of reading in every student. Her classroom is a haven for literature, with students always eager to share what book they are currently reading. This passion for literacy transforms her classroom into an engaging and dynamic learning environment. Jeannie has been an invaluable addition to our Lakeview family. She actively participates in school-wide initiatives such as Site-Based Team, Multicultural Night, March Book Madness, Family Math Night, and Lakeview PTO meetings, among others. Her dedication and involvement help make our school a better place, and we are truly thankful for her contributions. I wholeheartedly recommend Jeannie Russo for tenure without any reservations. Her dedication, passion, and positive influence make her an exceptional educator and a vital member of our community. Great pleasure that I recommend Shannon O'Shea for tenure as a general education teacher. Ms. O'Shea has been an exceptional addition to our Lakeview family. She completed her student teaching at Lakeview, and we were fortunate to hire her as a building substitute soon after. It's a funny story. Her dedication and skill quickly became evident when she stepped in to cover for a teacher on medical leave. And since then, Ms. O'Shea has continued to grow and develop into a dynamic and impactful educator. From the moment I met her, I knew Shannon was a special individual. She consistently places students at the forefront of every decision, building lasting relationships with both students and their families. Her commitment to their well-being and academic success is remarkable. Ms. O'Shea takes immense pride in being a contributing member of our school community. She has been an active participant in our PBIS team, volunteered at numerous PTO events, and contributed to initiatives such as Partners in Reading, Family Math Night, One School, One Book, and our Math and Literacy committees. Her dedication to these activities demonstrates her commitment to the holistic development of our students and the betterment of our school environment. We are truly thankful for Ms. O'Shea's presence and contributions to our school. I recommend Shannon O'Shea without reservation for tenure as a general education teacher. To invite Mr. Pat Kevitz, Mahopac High School Principal, to present.
Thank you. Good evening. In addition to our tenure candidates, I would like to just congratulate all of the retirees in attendance tonight, particularly my 6th grade math teacher, who had a huge impact on my life, and the many colleagues who I worked alongside with at Lakeview that kind of guided me early in my career. First, I'm going to be recognizing Sean McGee. He was already awarded tenure in December, but we'll recognize him tonight. Mr. McGee has impacted a wide array of students at all levels, working as a health and physical education teacher at all levels, elementary, middle, and high school. He has facilitated many school and district-wide events, including health fairs, track meets, and spirit days. As a health teacher, he has partnered with the community providers to facilitate guest speakers and programs to promote self-advocacy and substance abuse prevention. After school hours, you'll often find him on a field or at a rink where he has been coaching since 2012, including baseball, hockey, and soccer at all levels, ranging from modified to varsity. The area I personally find Mr. McGee to be most impactful is in his role as an adaptive physical education teacher. Here he provides students with a positive and supportive physical education experience, which is evident by the smiles on our students' faces when you visit class. Just this spring, he played an integral role in planning and piloting our new unified intramural program, which was a huge success. I'm honored to celebrate Sean McGee's tenure tonight. And next, I will be recommending Jacob Rodebeck. Mr. Rodebeck is a talented musician who has been able to translate his musical talent into the classroom, where he has fine-tuned his instruction to ensure students taking his classes are not only successful, but continue to grow their love of music. He has taught a variety of courses, including chorus, guitar, and piano. He is a team player who is always collaborating, not only with the colleagues at Mahopac High School, but district-wide to promote music. During his probationary period, he has helped the music department grow and introduce a wide variety of genres to the choir. His professionalism and passion for teaching music is always on display, both as the advisor for the Pacapellas and the choral director of the school musical. As choral director, he organizes and manages the district-wide choral festival, which displays the hard work and talent of students across the district. Mr. Rodebeck is truly an asset to the Mahopac High School music department. I am honored to recommend Jacob Rodebeck for tenure tonight. Our third tenure candidate at Mahopac High School is Sylvia Toback. During Ms. Toback's probationary period as a chemistry teacher, she has proven to be a valuable asset to the Mahopac High School teaching staff. She's well-rounded, having great success both in and out of the classroom. She has taught a variety of levels of chemistry, including cross-cutting concepts to honors classes, as well as being trained for SUPA chemistry through Syracuse University. Ms. Toback is also a member of the district-wide technology committee. Her lessons are highly engaging, resulting in student success. This success in the classroom has not gone unnoticed. She was recently awarded the impressive distinction of New York State Master Teacher. Outside of the classroom, Ms. Toback has established herself as a positive member of the Mahopac High School community. She's been able to build relationships with students and support our community as the advisor of the Interact Club. Additionally, she has organized the yearly blood drive at Mahopac High School, which is a huge success. I am honored tonight to recommend Sylvia Toback for tenure. And Sylvia is getting married this week. Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to introduce Tom Casacrida, principal of Mahopac Middle School.
Thank you. I'd also like to congratulate all of our retirees this evening. Congratulations on a wonderful career. Wish you the best of luck. Moving forward, I know we will certainly miss our retirees from Mahopac Middle School. The first of our tenure candidates, since joining us fresh out of college, Caitlin has proven to be an exceptional orchestra teacher. She designs her lessons using the workshop model, going beyond instructing students on playing musical pieces while also teaching musical vocabulary and historical context. Her approach provides students with a deep understanding of the subject matter. Caitlin also sets very high expectations for her students, consistently motivating and challenging them to reach new levels of proficiency. Her command of the classroom is evident, and she is organized and adaptable. Caitlin tailors her lessons to accommodate all different skill levels, fostering an inclusive atmosphere where every student feels capable of learning and playing an instrument. Caitlin's journey with us began during the pandemic, where she started her teaching career virtually. Despite these challenging circumstances, her knowledge of technology and ability to relate to students allowed her to retain many of her students, which is not easy during that pandemic. Her infectious enthusiasm kept them motivated during those difficult times. Over the years, she's grown confidence, particularly in leading the ensembles during performances and bringing out the best in her students. In summary, Ms. Tye is an outstanding educator who combines passion, innovation, and dedication in her teaching. Her ability to engage, motivate, and challenge her students, coupled with her professional growth and classroom management skills, make her an invaluable asset to our school district. I wholeheartedly recommend Caitlin Tye for tenure. Sorry about that. Thought I was going to have to go off the cuff there for a minute. That was a little scary. Our next candidate for tenure is Luke Douglas. Luke has shown great ability in his role as a technology teacher. Though his innovative approach, Luke has introduced cutting-edge technology, notably the Gateway program, affiliated with Project Lead the Way, to the middle school. His initiatives have opened new avenues for students, particularly in the areas of design and modeling, science and technology, and energy and the environment, integrating them into our already existing curriculum. Luke's impact can be seen in the transformation of our technology department, shifting it from a traditional tech focus to a comprehensive STEM program. In his time as a technology teacher, Luke has shown significant growth and development. Luke's shown the ability to engage even the most hesitant students in technology projects, showcasing a deeper understanding of instructional strategies. His calm and easygoing approach has successfully cultivated a risk-free environment, fostering a positive learning atmosphere for all students. Beyond the classroom, Luke's taken on a leadership role in technology department, actively contributing to its enhancements. He continues to work on innovative ways to improve the overall program, collaborating with fellow teachers to seamlessly incorporate all facets of STEM into the curriculum. Luke's dedication extends to supporting new teachers in his department and helping them acclimate and thrive in the dynamic program he's helped shape. For these reasons, I recommend Luke Douglas for tenure at the Mahopac Central School District. Luke, I thought a cactus would be good for a bachelor. And our final tenure candidate for this evening is Suzanne Fogno. I'm happy to recommend Suzanne Fogno for tenure at the Mahopac Central School District. Suzanne has shown dedication and adaptability in her role as our school's library media specialist, especially during the ongoing remodeling of the Library Media Center. Amid these changes, she established a pop-up library within a classroom, ensuring uninterrupted access to books for students and facilitating teachers in guiding research. Suzanne's contributions extend far beyond the preservation. She's played a crucial role in enhancing the overall resources available to students. Her input in the design of the new Library Media Center reflects her commitment to creating a vibrant and conducive learning environment for the entire school community. One of Suzanne's notable initiatives is the introduction of makerspace concepts to the newly designed Library Media Center. This initiative shows her commitment to providing students with hands-on learning experiences, sparking creativity and exploration. Her ongoing efforts reflect a dedication to continuous improvements and the creation of a library space that not only meets the educational needs, but also inspires innovation and discovery among students and staff alike. In summary, Suzanne Fogno is an outstanding library media specialist who combines dedication, innovation, and collaborative spirit in her work. Her ability to adapt, improve, and inspire makes her a valuable asset to our school district. I recommend Suzanne Fogno for tenure, confident that her continued contributions will greatly enrich our students and community.
Congratulations to all our tenure recipients this evening. The recommendation for tenure is a responsibility that the administration takes very seriously. It is not a rite of passage, nor is it an end game. It symbolizes our faith in you as a professional and actually marks the beginning of what we hope is a long and fulfilling career in Mahopac. I hope you were listening to my remarks earlier as I was speaking to our retirees, because I will tell you that your impact is more powerful than you know right now. You have the potential to change the trajectory of someone's life. That is a superpower, so don't waste it. We hired you because we saw great potential in you. You are here tonight because you proved us right. So my word for you is continue. Continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to inspire, continue to encourage, continue to believe, and continue to make your mark so that when you are on that stage celebrating an entire career, you look back on it with the same sense of pride, accomplishment, and appreciation as those who are here tonight. You were hired to make us better. Continue to make us better. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jen. Jen's words really echo with me, and to have everyone in the room tonight, those receiving tenure as well as those going on to their next chapter as retirees, it really is a beautiful night for us to be all together as one district, as one family, and it should be an inspiration, as Jen said, to our almost newly tenured individuals, pending board approval in a few moments, that this is the place where you want to be. This is your home, a place for you to spend your entire career, and look forward to impacting the lives of children. And one day you'll be up on that stage, but don't look forward to that. Look forward to your time in the classroom and all of the students that you'll impact along the way. So congratulations to everyone here this evening, and thank you to all of the family members out here as well. So now the celebration continues where we recognize individuals. So do you mind if I finish mine, and then I'll turn it over to you. Right here, I'm not done. I still have more on the page. No, you can stay here. So on behalf of the entire school community, I extend heartfelt gratitude to Dave Farfaro, Mike Martin, and Lucy Masafra for your dedicated service and leadership during your tenure as members of the Mahopac Central School District School Board. Your commitment to advancing education and advocating for our students has made a profound impact on our schools. We are deeply appreciative of your unwavering dedication and invaluable contributions to shaping the future of our children. Thank you.
Microphones are generally not my forte, so I'll give it a shot. So tonight, we recognize 3 board members that they'll be leaving us at the end of June. That's a third of the board. These individuals have dedicated countless hours to the community events, at meetings like this, and countless other meetings, for no more than the gratification of seeing the students succeed in our district. So with that, I will call up Mike Martin. Go first. Mike Martin has dedicated 3 years to the school board. He's brought to us countless aspects of the town and the community, and I'm not sure how we're going to replace the so moved, but I'm sure somebody will finish too. So, Mike, thank you for your time and dedication and service to the board, and we will miss you. Next up, we have Trustee David Farfaro. David's been with us for 6 years. In addition to his work with the town Parks and Recreation Committee, dedicating more time to the community. A true inspiration to all of us as to be involved in our community and do what's best for the community and our children. So, Dave, thank you for your countless dedication, heading up the facilities committee. Your knowledge during the bond project has been incredible. You got us to where we are. So without that, we would have been at a huge loss. So thank you for your time on the board, and we will miss you, but enjoy your free time now. Next up, we have Senior Trustee Lucy Masafra. So, Senior Trustee holds a pretty high meaning. She's been with us for 11 years. There's countless hours going over the budget, scrutinizing every penny we spent, year after year, day after day, hour after hour. We will truly miss that aspect of what Lucy brings to the board, in addition to all the other items she fights for our children, for our future, for their futures, and for our district, and for all of you in the crowd tonight. So Lucy, we will certainly miss you. I hope you will not leave us totally. You won't be a stranger. We will still see you. Maybe on the other side of the podium for us.
You don't want that.
Advocating for the community, which for those of you that haven't seen, she is phenomenal at doing so. So Lucy, again, we will truly miss you on the board. So thank you again for your 11 years with us. Trustees up there, we're gonna do it. truly miss each and every one of you. Some of our newer employees have some big shoes to fill, but we will for sure be there and strive for continued successes for our children. So thank you and congratulations. And that was just the beginning. All right, so we are at,
Can I just stop the meeting? I just want to say something before we go on. Is that okay? Or do you prefer I wait to the end?
well,
Can I say it now? Okay. So I just wanted to say a few words tonight. I just wanted to let everyone know, as Adam has said, I served on the board for 11 years, and I'm deeply grateful and honored by the trust of the community that placed in me during my tenure. Serving in this role, I understood that our ultimate responsibility lies in overseeing fiduciary responsibilities and policies that shape the future of our school district. Reflecting on my tenure as a board member, I am proud that prioritizing taxpayer impact has been a cornerstone of my decision-making process. Whether advocating for fiscal responsibility or ensuring access to programs and services for students and staff, I consistently ask the tough questions to uphold my commitment to the community. As I prepare to leave this position, I would like to share a reminder to both our new and current board members. Each of you have been elected by our community, and it is vital that you consistently listen to and address their concerns. While we may not always agree with every comment or viewpoint expressed, attentive listening and thoughtful questioning are fundamental aspects of being an effective board member. Our community entrusts us with the responsibility to represent their interests and to make decisions that reflect their needs and aspirations. By fostering open dialogue and respecting perspectives, you strengthen your ability to make informed decisions that positively impact our community, students, and staff. I encourage each of you to approach your roles with a commitment to transparency, empathy, and collaboration. Together, you can uphold the values of accountability and service that defines the board's purpose. I will leave you with some fun facts. During my time on the board, I have attended approximately 528 meetings, which equals to over 1,000 hours. And I have made probably over 1,000 motions. I want to say thank you to all who supported my efforts throughout the years, and have a great summer.
thank you again. See, it's putting it in perspective. That's quite the accomplishment for sure. Ms. Larkin, do we have any comments on agenda items? Then come on up.
Good evening. First, I would like to congratulate our retirees and thank you for all of your tireless dedication and loyalty as you left your footprints on the foundation of our district. Also, congratulations to all of our tenure candidates as you follow your dreams and impact the lives of our students more than you will ever realize. Recently, during a Mahopac Teachers Association meeting, there was a memorandum of agreement that was presented to the membership regarding the supervision of athletic events. With the members of the MTA being told this is going to be quote unquote rubber stamped by the Board of Ed at their June meeting. This MOA was not agreed to by the Director of PE, Health, and Athletics prior to the presentation of the MOA. My question to the board is, how did this MOA get approved and presented to the MTA and the board before the athletic director reviewed it? The very person you entrust with the safety and security of our teams, students, coaches, officials, and fans has no say in who can supervise our athletic events? Does it matter to the board that the reason some teachers are putting in for the supervision is because it falls within their last 3 years of their career and they want to pad their pension? Does it matter that they want to supervise because their nephew, niece, neighbor, child's best friend, or some other acquaintance is playing and they want to watch them play? Does it matter that they only want specific games with the least amount of responsibility and least amount of required time? Does it matter that a teacher can only supervise on a Tuesday or a Thursday at a home game and cannot travel if needed? Does it matter that teachers cost the taxpayers an average of $300,000 per year in teacher coverages and you reward them with more ways to make money while taking away from staff members such as teaching assistants? Some may be, but some are not doing this for the right reason. However, the only person who should determine who would be the best staff or faculty member to supervise athletic events should be, without question, the athletic director. Let him do his job. Why are you taking away the right of the director to have our school athletic events supervised in a safe manner? This agreement will allow only teachers and any teacher to sign up to take a required course given by the athletic director, the green light to be assigned at least one athletic event. The teachers will be compensated by the district for their time when taking this required course. Can you explain to me how this is in the best interest and the safety of security of our athletic events? How do you know? How does the MTA know that this is the best staff member to supervise such event? I don't think you do know. How can you when you only see when you do not see what goes into athletic supervision? All you see is a well-run contest conducted in a safe environment, which is what you are supposed to see, which means the athletic director and his decisions have been correct during his time here at Mahopac. I can assure you that assigning supervision to the many athletic events we host is not as simple as going through a rotational Google sheet. I have done my due diligence and research and spoken with people, including the former MTA president who now works for NYSEG, and have been informed that, in their opinion, the athletic director is and has been following the wording of the contract, and that is working. Why the reason for the change? Why are you allowing the MTA the power to determine who is the most qualified to supervise an athletic event? I am asking that you pull the MOA from the agenda for further discussion, which would include consulting with the Director of PE Health and Athletics, and ask for his input and opinion before you determine if this is in the best interest of the district or if it's in the best interest of the teachers and the dollar sign of $95.38 per event to some MTA members. Is it more important than the safety and security of our athletic events in our district? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Mongan. Ms. Larker, is there anybody else for agenda item? Okay, moving on, we have superintendent's report. So I will turn it over to Superintendent Tona.
Thank you, President Savino. As we are here in June, and it certainly feels like summer, it's been a busy month, and it will continue to be a busy month with wonderful celebrations. Thank you to everyone who participated in the annual Relay for Life earlier this month. We've had Senior Awards Night, our Senior Athletic Awards, so many ways to recognize our graduates, and we look forward to honoring them next week at graduation as well. Right now, high school and middle school students are in the midst of regents and final exams. Tomorrow, there is no school in honor of Juneteenth. And moving up ceremonies will begin on Friday with Lakeview at 9:15 in the morning. On Monday, Fulmer Road is at 9:30 in the morning, and the middle school will be at 6 p.m. outside on the field. Austin Road is on Tuesday at 10 a.m., and our high school graduation will be Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. So we're all hoping for good weather. Definitely is supposed to be cooler next week, which will be a relief to all of us. Congratulations to the many new hires who are on tonight's agenda. So we certainly look forward to officially welcoming you to our new staff member orientation and our first days back all together as a staff in late August. And we hopefully will see you here in this room in a few years when we recognize you for tenure, and again in many years to come when you round out your career, hopefully here with us in Mahopac. So I hope our students, our staff, and families enjoy all of the end of the year festivities and have a wonderful summer.
Thank you, Superintendent Tona. Committee reports. We have Finance, Trustee Musafra.
Good evening, everyone. The Finance Committee met on June 4th at 6 p.m. here at the Falls District Office. In attendance was myself as Chair of Finance, Trustee Jonathan Schneider, Ben DeLullo, and Adam Savino, Superintendent Christine Tona, and Assistant Superintendent Alyssa Murray. Our committee agenda consisted of a discussion on the following. One of the items that was a follow-up from our May 9th meeting was a question regarding the financial analysis of our long-term planning. One of the questions that came up back in May was if the school district went to a tax cap for years 2012 to 13 to the current, what would be our current levy? Just to remind the community, our current levy is $96,694,787. Per the financial analysis presented, the actual tax levy, if we had gone to the tax cap at the last 10 approximate years, it would be $102,038,296. And this would be an increase of $5,343,509 that would be impacting the community. Rick Timms, who conducted this analysis, also mentioned to us that it is important to inform the community the importance of going to the tax cap. We also reviewed the many financial reports that are listed on tonight's agenda. One in particular that we reviewed was the Appropriations and Revenue Report, which was as of April 30th. In reviewing the report, we noted some additional monies that could possibly be coming to us at the end of the year. When the voters approved the budget for 23-24, it was $137,969,37. The budget was adjusted to $140,316,299.38. Expenses to date are $91,675,204.27. Encumbered expenses is $37,836,104.80. This leaves approximately $10,804,990.31. And per our work session, our interim assistant superintendent of business will be informing the board on the recommendations for these monies of over $10 million. The next meeting will be determined based on the new board. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Musafra. I'll turn over to HR Committee, Trustee Schneider.
Thank you very much. Our June HR Committee meeting took place on June 11th. It started at 6:13 p.m. at the Falls School, room 13. Present was myself, Trustee Musafra, Trustee Savino, Superintendent Tona, and Assistant Superintendent of HR, Pontillo. We reviewed the human resources agenda that is being voted on tonight in our consent agenda, and we concluded our meeting at 7:19 p.m.
Thank you, Trustee Schneider. Trustee McCracken, do you have anything for ad hoc advocacy? All right. Facilities, Trustee Favaro.
Facilities met on June the 4th at 5 o'clock. Present were Superintendent Tona, Alyssa Murray, Tim Walsh, and from the board, Adam Savino, Mike Mongan, and myself. We covered the building condition survey, which is kind of how we get to our capital work. That'll get renewed, and they'll look at that hopefully by the end of this year. We talked a little bit about firework permit for our football games. We talked a little about AED. There's a new AED law that the summer camps and local youth sports now have to have an AED with them at all times. So we're going to talk a little bit how we're going to try and manage that when they're on our facilities. We did talk about, we got a capital project update. Our capital project is about winding up, but we did get an update on that. And we're trying to get ahead a little bit of the electric school bus. There is an electric school bus mandate out there. So we did talk a little bit about that and kind of going forward. But, and we're there for a good hour, and we adjourned about 6 o'clock.
Thank you, Trustee Fafaro. Moving on to item number 5, we have a donation. What's that? Do we have policy? Oh, wait, I forgot about policy. I did forget. Trustee Mongan, policy, please.
That's okay, I'm all the way at the end, thank you. Of course, policy was, policy committee meeting fell on my birthday, so that was kind of an interesting, didn't pick that one up real quick, but I wanted to thank the policy committee this year, Trustee Lucy Masafra, Trustee Tanner McCracken. President, the meeting on the 6th was myself, Trustee Masafra. Tanner, were you joining us via? Yeah, you were there. I forgot you were on the Zoom. And our attorney Pam Bass, along with our assistant superintendent Jennifer Pontillo, our district clerk Melody LaRocca, and our superintendent Christine Tona. So it was a robust agenda evening. One of which you'll see on tonight's consent agenda, policy 1600, which is a new logo policy. Which is up for its first reading this evening. Policy went on to discuss some purchasing regulation policies. We also had the use of timeout rooms. There's a policy for that. We're having a policy. There's a current policy and a proposed change for our commencement exercises. Policy 4772. We have a drug and alcohol testing of drivers policy, and then we went into a pretty robust review of anti-harassment in school district, equal opportunity policies, changing just some number changes, sexual harassment policy updates, sexual harassment regulations, staff complaints and grievances, student complaints and grievances, and concluded with a discussion and roundtable discussion on code of conduct, and the meeting adjourned soon thereafter. I actually had to leave the meeting a little bit early, but wanted to again thank the committee for all their fine work this year. It's a pretty it's a ever-changing and revolving door with policies as it pertains to this. The school regulation. So again, thank you to the committee, and that was my report.
Thank you, Trustee Mongan. All right, now we're up to the donation from Putnam County Savings Bank. Be it resolved, the Board of Education hereby accepts a donation in the amount of $3,850 for Kids Day T-shirts used during Kids Day at Lakeview Elementary School on June 7th, 2024. I offer this as a motion.
Second.
So move second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for your donation.
Moving on to the consent agenda. Motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
I'd like to, Mr. President, I'd like to postpone items B and C until next week's special meeting, whenever that's going to be announced for further debate.
Which are 6B and C.
Point of inquiry, Mr. President.
Yes.
Is that a valid motion if it's still on the consent agenda?
Your motion to table it, I believe.
No, postpone.
Just trying to find which one was he at. So we don't need a second for that, correct? Your motion is to table it?
No, postpone.
Postpone it for
The special meeting next week, the date hasn't been announced yet.
Point of order.
Okay, discussion?
Yeah. So, I think you cranked it up for Dave Fafaro. All I would say is if there's a debate to be had on an agenda item, let's have it now and discuss what the reason behind the opposition is. The other thing I would offer is, per Robert's rules, I'm not aware of any motion to postpone. I think there's a motion to first remove it from the consent agenda where it is firmly placed. And then once it's removed from the consent agenda, there is a motion to table. And correct me if I'm wrong, point of inquiry, Mr. President, I'm not aware of any special session on the calendar at this time.
I'm not aware of one.
Okay, so that's my only debate point, is I'm willing to hear trustees' thoughts and opinions, and for the purpose of transparency, if anyone has the agenda in front of them, B and C on our consent agenda is terms and conditions of the superintendent schools contract, that's B, and C is the MOA for the MTA. So willing to have a debate in good faith, but I don't think, first of all, I don't think that motion should have been recognized, a motion to postpone. It's firmly placed on the consent agenda. It first has to be motioned to be removed from the consent agenda, and then there is something called a motion to table. So I don't think the motion is valid, but I also think if we're going to have a discussion, let's have a discussion. Let's have a debate. There's also a reason why we have a work session. That's my point of order.
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel and contracts. Second?
I just have another point of inquiry. We can motion a motion on top of a motion. Is there a motion to postpone on the table?
So if you don't, you have to pull it from the consent agenda, and then you can motion to postpone if that's what you want to do. You can motion to postpone.
Got it. It has to be removed first.
Yeah.
Withdraw it from the consent agenda, vote on everything else on the consent agenda, and then take each one separately.
Do we have a second? I need a second. I need a second. So what do you want to do? You want to withdraw?
You have to go one. Can the trustees state the reasoning behind their motion?
To postpone?
Yeah.
Yeah, to postpone.
Why would you like to postpone?
For further debate.
For further debate.
Okay, so I'm going to amend that motion. If you'd like to, or if you'd like to amend the motion to have it removed from the consent agenda and discussed individually, maybe do so, but a motion to postpone is not going to carry.
It's on the agenda,
Hmm?
It's on the agenda,
What's that?
Take a motion to take the 2 items.
So it's on the agenda tonight. If we want to discuss it, obviously it's executive in nature. So I would vote to go into executive session and discuss this. But it's on the agenda to vote tonight. I do not support a motion to table or postpone.
I agree.
Okay.
And it-
I'm not motioning because
No,
I'm
he's
ready to
not
vote
changing.
yes on both of these right now.
He's not changing his motion?
I don't know.
The motion to postpone is not being entertained. If you would like to make a motion to have it removed from the consent agenda, you may do so.
Okay, I'll make a motion to remove
Remove
B and C.
B and C. Is there a second? Could you roll call vote? Starting, well,
They were, right, Melody, they were moved from the agenda.
Oh, we
We
don't have to
vote on
vote?
the rest of the consent agenda, and they go back to those 2 items. Yes.
oh, so we don't have to vote. I thought you had
You'll vote on them separate once you do the rest of the consent agenda, minus B and
the
C.
vote to remove. Okay, can I get a motion to vote on the consent agenda minus 6B and 6C?
I make the motion for the vote on the consent agenda.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to go into executive session to discuss? Oh. Oh, Any discussion on this consent agenda?
Less B and C.
With the exception of B and C.
I would just like to talk about, in our consent agenda, as I mentioned at our work session, we are approving one of our providers that provides nursery school in our building. And as I mentioned before and have advocated, since we're going to UPK, we are now displacing one of our providers. And I am asking again that if we can offer this one provider one room in our fall school. I think it's very important to our community that one provider services many students of all different needs and has been in our community for over 10 years. And I had asked for a tour of the fall school. Whatever the reason, we didn't have that, and I'm just asking that again. Thank you.
Any other discussion? So can we get a motion again to approve tonight's consent agenda minus 6B and 6C? Second? Yeah, I'm going to do it. You have it? Okay.
Trustee made a statement, we already voted
Now we, the vote, you want to vote on?
Did you need to do roll call vote
Each one?
on B and C?
Okay. We're going to start with roll call voting individually for. No, I could. I'm going for the individual items. I can't. I get this thing is all messed up. A motion to approve 6C on tonight's consent agenda. That's 6C.
Right,
Yes.
we're voting on them separately.
We're voting on them separately. That's not. 6C is the MOA. Right, so we're voting on it now. If somebody wants it.
Well, the motion's going to executive on B and C.
We didn't. I was corrected. We never made the motion to go into. So the motion is to approve 6C on tonight's consent agenda. I need a motion. Is there a second? Is there discussion?
Didn't discuss this at any type of length at the work session. We didn't even go through some of the components of it. This is Appendix B. It is a variation of Appendix B. Appendix B is very, very convoluted. It's a very, very large appendix tied to the MTA contract. The contract was settled last June. We've had 14 MOAs since the contract settled last year. It doesn't, this is a very, very, again, Appendix B was supposed to be, I don't like parting stuff out. Appendix B is a juggernaut that needs to be dealt with and dealt with, in its totality. Parting it out to what suits you and doesn't suit you and may work and doesn't work isn't working for me. I heard evidence that there was a committee, an appendix. So I'm against moving this forward without more information, and again wanting to keep Appendix B as a whole, where it can be taken apart and looked at, and some real value put back into that appendix. It talks about coaches, coaching stipends, who's available to coach, who can't coach, a teaching assistant with a passion for golf, might have been on the collegiate golf team, isn't available under this Appendix B, can't coach the golf team. It has to go to a unit member over a teaching assistant that would probably be more suitable. I just think there's a lot of room for improvement. I think we can do better. I think we all want the best coaches for our athletes. We certainly want the best teachers, but why can't we back it up with the best coaches? So I would ask that this Appendix B not be parted out the way it's been. I also believe that paying $90 for a class, I mean, nobody, I pay my money for a driver's license. If you want to get certified, that's what happens. You go and you get certified. So I'm not in favor of doing anything, paying people to sit in so they can get a coverage and make more money. So I think I'd like to see Appendix B. I'd like to see an honest to God sit down, a committee formed with all units represented, because quite frankly, the teaching assistants have coverages and chaperoning, and they have elements of doing scoreboards and stuff like that already in their contract. And this just seems like it's a perfect opportunity, rather than to part it out, to look at this thing in totality and do something and work with our athletic director, and get this thing done the right way. Thank you.
May I provide some clarification? So as we discussed at the work session on Thursday, there's some confusion, I believe, between what's already in the existing contract language for the MTA and the rights that are already afforded them that have been in their contract for many years. And those rights cannot be taken away. And this MOA does not address some of the items that Trustee Mongan just brought up. This MOA does look at Appendix B as a whole. There's been an awful lot of work put into looking at Appendix B throughout this school year, with collaboration from our administrative staff as well as members of the MTA. And what this MOA will do will allow us to continue that work. There's some procedures that have been outlined, and that's what the MOA is about. There is also a section in the MOA regarding supervision of events after school hours. Our athletic director was part of those conversations. There have been some changes made to the initial MOA based on those conversations with the athletic director.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to hear from Steve myself, from our athletic director myself, and would love to know a little bit more about these conversations that this committee's had, and maybe some minute notes and the dates the days that they met. I think that would be, again, I just think this is a much larger conversation than just glossing it over with a 14th MOA this year. So that's my take.
Anyone else? Any discussion? So we'll take a roll call vote, starting with Trustee Mongan. The 6C. 6C? 6C.
Oh, me? Oh, no.
Trustee Ferraro?
Yes.
Trustee McCracken?
Yes.
Trustee DeLillo?
Yes.
Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee Masafra? Okay.
Respect. About our sporting programs here at Mahopac Central School District. It seems like there maybe needs to be more work done with this MOA. So at this time, I'm going to say I agree that it should be tabled, and I say no for further work.
Trustee Schneider?
I will go along with what Trustee Masaki said in regards to a little bit more of the vetting process at the current time.
Trustee Martinez?
I concur. I think from everything here, I don't think we need to rush into it. If it doesn't hurt to get more information, so I'm not saying we're not going to do what needs to be done, but if we could just gather more information and make sure we're doing the right thing, so why not do it and just make sure we're doing the right thing. So yeah, I agree.
I'm going to go with a yes. So we go to 6B, which is terms and conditions.
If there's going to be any discussion, I make a motion to go to executive session.
Okay.
For personnel.
Motion has been made. We're going to motion to go to executive session, discuss 6B, which is personnel and contracts. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Do we want to finish off the agenda before we go to executive session in case any resident comments, or we'll come back and give resident comments afterwards?
I think that's a good idea to respect the will of the residents. We just have to amend the motion.
So
Okay.
I'll amend that motion to go into executive after resident comment.
I'll second it.
Oh, everybody's in favor?
Yep, aye.
And then we got to skip 2 all the way to the end. So we're at resident comment, that's it? Okay. Ms. Larkin, do we have any resident comments?
The kids in class had
thank you for speaking. Melody, is there additional?
I am Troy's mother. Imagine you have a Google phone that you connect to your child's laptop so you can keep an eye on what they're doing. You look down one afternoon and another student is threatening your son, saying he's going to fight him. Naturally, you call the school in a panic because this fight was supposed to happen at dismissal. You speak to administration and warn them. And the school reported that the student already tried to beat your son twice at lunch that day. My son also told me the student assaulted him the week before. My son successfully defended himself during both assaults. But let me be clear, he has been instructed by family to never throw the first punch. Were there any repercussions for the boy who threw the first punch? No. When my son got home from school, he was hysterical, stating the other boy called him something I do not know what it was. I took pictures of all the bruises my son sustained while blocking his attacker's kicks. I filed a DOSA report, and for those who don't know what that is, it means Dignity for All Student Death. I filed that a DOSA form, and so you know, unless you file, the school will investigate. The middle school did their alleged investigation for the first DOSA I filled out. Their conclusion was that nothing was written according to the state had happened, and as they could not tell me any repercussions were to be dispensed upon the perpetrator due to privacy issues. This is how we ended up being the whole pack zero bullying status. The only action that was taken was retaliatory behavior against my son by his favorite teacher, who stated anyone who was bad had to stay in their seat and not participate during a special group project. And she said, that means you, Troy. He was the only student remanded to his seat. The child who hurt my son emotionally and physically was allowed to get up from his seat to work on a project, and the teacher said whoever helped that student would get a CARES card for helping him. This was like pouring salt into an open wound. We were at the last BOE meeting because my son received the CARES Award, and in 1 month alone he earned almost 20 cards. Does this sound like a student who should be slandered by a teacher? My son asked me in tears, why did she do that, Mommy? She was my favorite teacher. It took my son over 2.5 hours to calm down that night. To make matters worse, when my son was conveying his story to all the principals at MMS, he became emotional, and the head principal said, you're a big boy, you don't need to cry. Yes, my son identified as a boy, but you do not tell a child who has been emotionally abused and traumatized not to be emotional. As for the Mahole Pathway, the MMS administration refused to allow me in the room when my son was talking to the principal, teachers, and staff. The principal said he would be the in loco parentis, and I was not allowed to attend. Thus, my parental and legal rights were usurped. How intimidating is it to have 4 adults questioning an 11-year-old and then refuse to allow his mother in the meeting, who was available? My son felt bullied by administration, who manipulated him into agreeing with what they wanted. Thus, the DOSA was thrown out to the teacher. Since these incidents, my son has been unable to sleep through the night due to the night terrors from what happened. I'm appalled at the way the school handled the situation with the student and the teacher. Our students deserve teachers who will take the stand and defend the bullied student and not cause them more hurt with verbal harassment in the classroom. Thank you.
I just would like to thank you for sharing with us, and I'd like to set up an appointment, so when the meeting's over, if you could stay for a few minutes so I can get your contact information so that we can discuss this further. Okay, thank you.
Cottage being displaced from the Falls building. I want to start off by saying that I am not against UPK. I think it is great for those who need it, but let's be honest, that is not how this is operating. Not only did families who would truly benefit from this program not get picked due to a lottery system, you have also taken away preschool. Kids Cottage is a school that accepts everyone, whether or not they are potty trained, are receiving services, or have a disability. In fact, it is the only preschool that would never turn a family away or kick a child out of their program. A true, good, honest, and safe preschool that has now lost half of their program. Teachers and staff have lost jobs. They're all Mahopac residents. And 4-year-olds have lost their second home. You are giving a UPK provider 2 additional non-UPK classrooms, which I haven't seen on the agenda, their lease agreement. And you're turning another classroom into the MTA office. If a provider chooses to participate in UPK, they should not be allotted additional rooms to collect tuition. The favoritism that has taken place is very apparent. Starting with the RFP rollout and the information not being given fairly across the board. You are still calling off of the waiting list. Last time I checked, you were at number 189, which means you're still trying to fill classrooms. It's June 18th. Yet a classroom that could be filled by Kids Cottage is not being considered. It doesn't seem like the care of the students is your number 1 priority. Only the implemented UPK on a resume. How do I know this? I asked, what should parents of Kids Cottage now do since you've taken away the school? And the response that I got, word for word, that's not my problem, that's your problem, you're the parent. We have had numerous rumors spread, harassment at the Falls building, preschoolers' safety put on the line, and you don't want to talk about it. Why? I think all parents should be made aware before trusting this district with their babies, impressionable babies. This has all caused a negative effect on our community, on families, and most importantly, the 4-year-olds going into preschool who called Kids Cottage home. You should not be proud of these decisions thus far, and I highly recommend you do your due diligence to find a classroom for these children and for this amazing school. Thank you.
I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but I have to say that I'm a bit taken back that as soon as the earlier speaker came up and critiqued a decision from what I'm understanding was spearheaded by the MTA, that 80% of the honorees walked out during her time at the podium. I just found it a bit disrespectful, especially as some were just awarded tenure. Opposing opinions will only lead to growth. I say it all the time when I'm up there. Further, isn't being inclusive what our schools are now revolve around? While I'm up here, and on a happier note, I do want to thank Mr. Chadwick and the Fulmer PTO. Each year that I attend Fulmer Spirit Day, the increase in organization as far as documenting who is in and out of the building gets better each year. And although there's always room for improvement when it comes to safety and security, regardless of what school, as a nervous mom, I want to thank you for all your efforts on Spirit Day for keeping Daddy, Dylan, and all the kids safe. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. Anyone else? No. Okay, with that, motion to go into executive session to discuss contracts and personnel matters. Second? All in favor? Aye. We'll be back in a little while. Thank you. good?
We're live.
A motion to come out of executive, back in the public. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we do have one more public comment. Where'd Melody go? If push, hold on.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize for any inconvenience on our behalf tonight. We thought we were on the agenda. My name is Anthony Valencia. This is my wife, Monique. We're here to request consideration from the board for a in-district transfer for our sons. Jack, who's going into third grade, and Anthony, who is going into kindergarten. We purchased our home in 2015 in the Fulmer Road district, and our son Jack was registered for Fulmer Road for kindergarten in the beginning of 2021. He started kindergarten in September of 21, and we sold that home at the end of September in 2021. Our son Jack is very sensitive. He suffers with some anxiety. He had a very, very difficult time transitioning into kindergarten. We received phone calls with him in the nurse's office every day for a period of months, with him crying while he was transitioning into kindergarten life. Once he got comfortable in the school with Fulmer Road, with the staff, with the community there, with the building, he started to flourish. He is an excellent student. He receives great reviews from his teachers all the time. He's eager to learn. He loves being in school. When we sold that home, we moved in with my uncle, who also lives in the Fulmer Road zone, and we stayed with him for a period of almost a year while we were looking for our new home. Because of Jack's issues with transitioning into kindergarten, and because of his issues with anxiety, we thought it was very important that we purchase a home that keep him in Fulmer Road. We didn't want to put him through that again. We didn't want to risk any type of issue with his development or with his education. So we did. We purchased a new home that is in the Fulmer Road district. It was listed as Fulmer Road. Now that our son Anthony is going into kindergarten, we went to register. We were told that it is not a Fulmer Road school, that the realtor made a mistake in the listing. We spoke to transportation, who we were told was in charge of zoning, and transportation told us, yes, there was a mistake in the listing. We're about 3 blocks from the Fulmer Road border. It is a Lakeview school. However, we don't use transportation. We don't utilize the transportation system. We drive our son to school. They said you can ask for an allowance. We have had email correspondence with Principal Chadwick and with Superintendent Tona in her office. And what we got from that correspondence is that there is no official documented policy for within district transfers, and that it mirrors out-of-district transfer policy. And perhaps there is no mechanism for us to receive that allowance. And us coming here tonight to speak to you, by no means do we mean any level of disrespect to Superintendent Tona or to Principal Chadwick. We understand what they told us, and we understand 100% where they're coming from, that if you allow an exception and there's no framework or mechanism for that to be allowed, that would open the floodgates and anybody could ask, and we certainly understand and appreciate that. However, we are aware of multiple instances of families that don't fit within that policy. Their exceptions do not fit within that policy, and they are receiving exceptions. They are outside of the Fulmer zone. They are documented on the school contact list as their addresses are outside of the Fulmer zone. They're not fitting within those exceptions, and they are receiving exceptions to transfer their children. This is incredibly important to us. We have spoken to his teachers, who agree that this is not in his best interest to transfer him, especially going from second into third grade with someone who is sensitive and anxious and took 3 months to transition to kindergarten. Second to third grade is a big academic change. I am worried about the setback. I am worried about a detriment to his education, to his development. So again, no disrespect in being here and coming to the board. We appreciate all the time and energy that's been given to us already on our behalf. However, if there are other exceptions being made, we very respectfully would like to inquire whether the board has any power to help us in a district transfer. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for coming forward and letting us know about your situation. The board will review it and take it into consideration. Thank you. Motion to go into executive to discuss personnel and contracts? Second? All in favor? Aye. Thanks. Now we'll be back.
Live.
We did. We were back in public. We did it. Okay, so I need a motion to approve consent agenda item number 6B.
Second.
Who's second? Tanner, okay.
I seconded.
Roll call vote. Trustee Mongan. Yes. Trustee Farfaro.
Yes.
Trustee McCracken.
Yes.
Trustee DeLulo.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee Masafra. Trustee Schneider.
Yes.
Trustee Martinez.
Yes.
And I am a yes. Motion carries. And I think that's it, right? Hold on. Thank you, everyone that came back to join us again. Have a wonderful summer. Stay cool. 2 more weeks, and the vacations may begin. Thank you, and have a good night. Motion to close the meeting.
You said motion to adjourn.
Who did?